Hello everybody and welcome back to G8RStreams. It's been a little while since we've done one of these things. I think the last time we did one was for Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, and I think that was June last year. So, yeah, it's been a little while since we've done one of these things. Sorry about the delays. I kind of slept in today, so it's a bit later than usual. Actually, technically speaking, it's much earlier than usual because we usually start the things around 9 o'clock, but I was supposed to be at 5 o'clock, but whatever. That's not the important thing right now. The important thing right now is that we're playing through The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Now, the reason why I decided to do this game of all things is because, first of all, this is one of my favorite games of all time, and also Link's Awakening for Nintendo Switch is going to be coming out pretty soon, and I'm super excited for that, so to build up our hype towards Link's Awakening being a thing on the Nintendo Switch, then we're going to be playing it through the original Game Boy version. So, without further ado, let's go. So much nostalgia during that scene. Alright, so without further ado, let's get started. Let's set up a new name. Fun fact, if you have your save file Zelda, then it'll play like a special song. I'm not going to be doing that right now because I kind of just want to get started with this game because I love this game and I don't want to prolong it too much. But without further ado, let's go into the game. And I sort of have a counter on screen every time I say that, except I can't because you can't exactly edit a live stream. So I don't know why I said that.
What a relief! I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning.
What? Zelda?
No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You were on Coldent Island. Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you watched the sword, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay?
I do apologize for my stupid voice acting with these characters.
Well, Link, you finally snapped out of it. Name's Terran. Hope you're feeling better. What? How do I know your name? You think it's a weird, eh? Well, I saw it on the back of this shield.
And we got our first item!
You got your shield bag.
Press the button to repel enemies with it. And one of my favorite details of this entire game is like right at the very beginning.
Hey! What are you doing in my chest? Where'd you learn to do such a thing?
Alright, before we get too much further into this game, I just want to say I'm going to be mapping the shield to the A button because I just cannot stand having it on the B button for whatever reason. But anyway, now we're going to be going over here, and man, I just love the music that plays in this area, so I'm going to be quiet so you can listen to it. Alright, something that I like doing is I like trying to see if I could trap this Octorok within these urchins. Probably not a good idea right now because it seems to be able to walk through, which I actually haven't really seen before. But anyway, now we move here and pick up our super special magical sword of awesomeness. Hoot, hoot. So you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there, Hoot. Hello, big government. Yes, my voice is very cringy.
You found your sword. It must be yours because it has your name on it. Alright then, now we're getting into the awesome part of the game. We can now stab everything in sight. Yeah! Alright then, so a couple things I'd like to say real quick. That's perfect to turn my 3DS volume down so it doesn't get too loud and drown out my voice. But anyway, a couple things I'd like to say about this game real quick. I have actually done a let's play of this game on my channel a long time ago. I believe that was in 2014 when that happened. And the let's play wasn't very good. It was pretty terrible. I used the camera to record the entire game. The audio quality was absolutely horrible. And it wasn't one of my favorite Let's Plays, which is kind of depressing because it's one of my favorite games of all time. So I probably should have waited a little bit longer before starting Link's Awakening Let's Play. But what I'm really excited about is I've been wanting to go back and redo this one for a long time, but because the Link's Awakening remake is happening pretty soon, that might actually be a reality at some point. Now, I'm not saying that I'm 100% planning a Link's Awakening Switch Let's Play, because the game's not even out yet, and I have a bit of a rule where I wait at least 6 months before Let's playing brand new games. Real quick, I just want to say, Mysterious Forest, it's a little bit mysterious. Sorry, I just know that saying. But real quick, I just want to say, this will be a 100% playthrough of Link's Awakening. We're going to contain every heart piece, every secret cell, all that good stuff. Hoot. I pressed the button too fast for me to be able to read that. Quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious wood. Much of the mystery you'll find on this uncharted coaland island. I'm afraid you might find it a trifle difficult to leave the island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Dale Cave, which is south of the village? Go there with the key you find in the forest. I'm pressing the button too fast. Like, I don't usually have this problem, but lately I've been noticing whenever I have to press a button to make the dialogue go, I'm noticing that I'm pressing it too fast for me to be able to read it. That's not a good thing at all when you're trying to do commentary. Alright, check out the chat. Bank Garment says, Lonk found his sword. Yes, Lonk, the best Smash Brothers character. And we got somebody else in here. I apologize if I butcher your pronunciation of your name. Pikmanipulator. Pikmanipulator! Oh, that's clever! I like your name. Hello. Just a little bit mysterious. Bank Garment says, as mysterious as Mysterio. Dude, I'm so excited he's going to be the villain in Spider-Man Far From Home. I really like that character. Alright, let's take care of you, and head this way. One thing I'd like to say is, even though this is going to be a 100% guide, I'm not actually I don't have any notes on me on where everything is. I do remember where most of it is off the top of my head, but the thing is, it's actually been a long time since I've done a 100% guide, a 100% playthrough of this game. So, that may lead to some pretty interesting moments. If I do end up using notes to help me 100% this game, then I'm probably going to look back on the stream after we're done with this thing, and make notes in between videos or streams or whatever I'm going to end up doing. Alright then, let's go over here. That heart piece right there, you will not be able to get that for a pretty long time. I say that as if you have to go through half the game to be able to get that, but no, you just have to wait like, I think 2 dungeons or something like that, but we will get to that heart piece at some point. And now we have a toadstool. It's Princess Toadstool. Pikmanipulator says thanks. Pink Garment says Mysterio continues the trend of green villains in the Spider-Man universe. That is a very good point. Why are they green? Alright then, the Toadstool is not going to be all that useful right now. And what I mean by that is that if you try using it on the overworld, you'll get the same text box all over and over again. It's Toadstool pictured in the woods. What's it for? You hold it over your head, and a meadow aroma wafts into your nostrils. That's a very weird way to word that. Alrighty then. Yeah, let's head over here and go this way. Now these enemies right here, these green blobby things, for the longest time, I thought they were choo-choos. But no, they're actually called Zolls. And that's going to make a lot of people cringe when you're going to hear me call them choo-choos throughout the entire playthrough, because I know they're called Zolls, but I'm going to be calling them choo-choos because I like calling things whatever I feel like. Alright then, we'll be going over here because there's a fairy fountain who's going to be pretty useful. Let's heal your wounds and get rid of all that stress. Close your eyes and relax. One thing I'd like to also mention is that there is a secret ending in this game if you beat it without dying, so if I do die, I am going to be using restore points to make it so that I can not have to play through too much of the game again. Just going to give you guys a bit of a heads up on that. Alrighty then, let's secure these souls. And also, one more thing I'd like to mention real quick is if you look at the description below, there will be a link to a Zelda Discord that the Otaku artist has set up. So you can check that out if you want. I am doing a little bit of a contest right now where if you post Link's Awakening fan art on there, it will be displayed at some point during the stream. So far, nobody has actually done that yet, so I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be going through with that unless somebody does end up posting fan art or something like that. But that's not the important part. The important part is that it's a pretty cool Discord. I don't really do a whole lot of Discord stuff, but this thing has some pretty cool things where you can talk about your favorite Zelda games. It has some daily questions and trivia challenges. I think it even has like a Where's Link in Breath of the Wild little mini game thing. It's a pretty cool Discord server, so if you want to check it out, you can head over there. Tell the Otaku artist said that I sent you, and that's going to be pretty nifty and stuff like that. We can light up the magic powder in here to light up the area, and good job, use it on your enemies and see what happens. If you run out, go to the forest, pick some mushrooms, and I will make you more. I've never actually had to do that, because you could just find magic powder in the overworld at some points and stuff like that. Right then, Pink Garment says green is the best color, it's the color of Link. Big Manipulator says the mellow mushroom. Pink Garment says that Choo Choo still sounds like a sour jelly candy. Oh yeah. Alright, so coming up over here, we're going to be capturing another enemy. I don't remember this guy's name off the top of my head, but if you go over here and use magic powder on him, probably not the best idea right now because we only have one heart left and that guy does a lot of damage, but basically, he'll say things like, "Hey, man," and stuff like that. But what's really hilarious is that in the German version of this game, that guy is a pervert. I won't go into details into what exactly he says. You can feel free to look it up on your own time. We are running low on hearts. Okay. Setting restore point. I was really hoping we can make it to the first dungeon before having to do that, but yeah. Well, actually, what am I talking about? There's a fairy fountain right here I could just use. I didn't want to have to restore point that early, but whatever. Alright, so people in the chat, how are you guys doing today? Hope you're having a nice day. Hope you're enjoying the serve. Hope you're enjoying the stream. I know it's been a very long time since I've done a proper stream. That's a bit of a fun story, which I won't get into in the moment. But real quick, I'd just like to ask, what do you guys think of the video layout with the Game Boy Color over it? This is something that I kind of whipped together in like 2 minutes. So if there's anything that could improve it, please let me know. I was experimenting with having the Link's Awakening Switch backdrop behind the Game Boy Color, but it didn't look right, and I kind of didn't want to waste too much time on that. You got a piece of HUD. Press select on the sub-screen to see it. Alright, so you go to here, press this button. You gotta hold the button for it to work, but this menu right here will tell you how many heart pieces you have, how many, I believe that counter below is how many secrecy cells you have. I think that's correct. I'll be wrong about that. But there's also a thing that'll tell you what color armor you have. Unfortunately, it's not a pancake, so we can't be a pancake armor man. Alright, Big Manipulator says, I'm hungry, but fine otherwise. Yeah, I'm hungry too. I just had pizza before starting this thing, but I'm still hungry. Because I only had like one slice of pizza, and that's all I had to eat today. Alright, so we're going over here, and I'm going to be showing you guys a little bit of a fun glitch you can play around with. But to do this, I'm going to be setting another restore point, and I'm going to give you guys a bit of a fair warning. Don't do this on the original Game Boy cartridge version, because this can actually damage your save file if you're not careful. But if you align yourself in this doghouse, and do this, and kind of try to walk into it, you'll come into this place. This place has a couple of different names that the fans have made up. Some people call it the Doghouse Glitch. I like to call it the Scary Demon Dungeon. But basically, this is a glitchy version of the game's Underworld area. Because for those of you who don't know how these kind of games work, you have your basic overworld and you have your underworld, which renders all the caverns and dungeons and stuff like that. And because you kind of clip into the doghouse to enter it in a way you're not supposed to, it doesn't know what to do, and it activates a kind of twisted, messed up version where it's the underworld, but everything's all messed up, and I think it might actually be trapped here. Then I have to use the restore point. Yep, restore point. Yeah, this glitch, it can damage your Game Boy Color cartridge if you're not careful, so don't do this if you're playing on the original version. Only do this if you're playing on an emulator or a Virtual Console re-release. And we got stuck in the same room again. Alright, that's enough of that glitch for now. We will be playing around with that a lot, and that's something we'll be doing. And also, that glitch is also very useful if you're going for a speedrun of this game, because using that glitch, you can actually get to the final boss within 6 minutes. It's pretty neat. Pick manipulators, that's trippy. Alright then, we're going to be playing this minigame right here. I really hope we have enough rubies to take care of this, because I don't actually remember how many it takes to get all the fish in the pond. Alright, so basically how this works is there's going to be some little fishies around here. Let's reel them in. You basically want to button mash the D-pad and A, B buttons for this to work. If you're playing on a 3DS Virtual Console version, then it's pretty obvious. It goes without saying that only the D-pad, A, B, and start select buttons are going to work on this game. Because the Game Boy Color didn't exactly have the most buttons in the world. So the fish that we want to go for, or obviously we want to go for the big ones because they're going to have the biggest prizes. The one on the very far right will have the grand prize in this area. I'm going to try to beat this without having to get every single fish because I've never actually been able to do that before. But we got that one, and eventually we will be able to cast it out of the thing again. Press the button rapidly to reel them in. Okay, another thing I'd like to mention about this stream real quick. I do apologize if the audio quality isn't the best in the world. At least it's a lot better than the old microphone that I use for streaming, but when I was doing a test for it, I noticed that there was a bit of background noise. I'm not entirely sure if that's just because my office isn't quite set up yet and I don't have my usual soundproofing equipment. Yeah, whatever, it's going with the fish. Also, the 3DS audio, I really don't know what's going on with this, but my usual audio cable that I use for recording 3DS audio doesn't seem to want to work on this computer. So I may have to play around with the settings for that a little bit more. But hopefully next time all those problems will be fixed. Maybe, hopefully. And we kind of didn't go through with our goal of trying to get this without clicking every single fish, but it doesn't matter. Alright then, so let's go over here, and eventually we'll be able to get the giant fishy. Fishy, fishy, fishy! Fishy, fishy! I just spiked my microphone. Sorry for your ears. Fishy! 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 Mine! Mine! Yay! We did it! Clap for joy. Right then. Alright, we got to go review. And we're getting button masked through the text. I didn't want to do that again. This pond's all fished out. Why not try your luck in the sea? Did I say that? Forget it. Okay, I'm wrong now. Now, I remember when I was a kid, this used to confuse me so much because I thought that there would be another fishing hole in the ocean part of this game, but that's not actually the case. And it wasted a lot of time. I would just say that right now. Pick Manipulator says, I actually had this game on Virtual Console, but I got stuck somewhere after the quest with Prince Richard. Alright, if I'm remembering that part of the game correctly, I think I may have an idea of where you're stuck at. Hopefully this stream will be helpful for anybody who does get stuck in this game, because this isn't the easiest game in the world. There are some legitimate challenges in this game, so don't feel bad if you do get stuck on a couple things. If you want to post more details in the chat, feel free to let me know and maybe I can help you or something like that, because it's going to be a little while before we get to that part of the game. We probably won't be able to get that far in this stream. But, whatever. This tree right here, you want to keep that in mind for later, because it's going to be pretty important for a side quest, believe it or not. I didn't get the key in the forest! get the key in the forest? That's never happened before. I always get the key. How could I forget the key? Okay. Well, we're doing a little bit of backtracking. I'm sorry. I know that's not supposed to be that funny. Oh my goodness, we didn't even do the raccoon. Alright. Oh my goodness, I can't believe we forgot that. Pick Manipulator says first time for everything. The last thing I can remember was biting into a big juicy toadstool. Then I had the darndest dream I was a raccoon. Yeah, sounds strange, but sure was fun. I'm all tuckered out. I think I'll better set a spell before I head home. Alright, Key. I like you and you don't like me. So let's go grab it and stuff like that. So you got the tail key, blah, 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 blah. To take the key and go to the tail cave. Retrieve the instrument that is hidden there. Go now, the Wind Fist is waiting. Alright, now we could technically go on this way and do a little bit more explorations, but we're not going to be doing that right now. Who does exploring in a Zelda game? Ugh. Alright, I'm going to take damage from the moblins so that we can stop the music. There we go. Alright. I know some people get irritated with the Guardian Acorn and that kind of music and stuff like that, but it doesn't bother me personally, but for the sake of the video, I'm not going to be doing that too much. Before we move onwards into the Tail Cave, let's go over here and talk to Marin. Link, Terran's taking a nap at home. I don't know how he can sleep on such a nice day. It makes me want to sing a song. Yes, the song is the Ballad of the Windfish. And that is my favorite Zelda song ever. That is the Ballad of the Windfish. It's going to play an important role in the story a little bit later. But I just gotta say, that Link's Awakening Switch trailer, with the Ballad of the Windfish music playing during the final part of the trailer, oh my goodness, I got such nostalgic goosebumps from that. It was so great. That entire trailer just made me so happy. I'm just so excited for Link's Awakening on Nintendo Switch. It's gonna be so great. But now that we got the key, let's go inside. Level 1, Tail Cave. Right then, a steady restore point in case we die. Alright, so people in the chat, I'd like you to tell me your experience with Link's Awakening. How much of this game have you played? Well, I know the one person mentioned that they got stuck on the Prince Richard side quest. But anybody else in the chat, if you have your own stories, feel free to let me know. Have you watched Let's Plays of this game before? What are your thoughts on Link's Awakening Switch? What do you want to see in that game? And just in general, just stuff like that. Alright, the compass of this game is actually a little bit different than how it usually is. It'll give you like a little musical chime whenever there's a key in a room. This is a very useful feature and it lets you know when you need to keep an eye out for a key. I really like this, and I don't know why it never returned to Future Zelda game. I don't even think it's in the Oracle games. I may be wrong about that because I actually haven't even beaten the first dungeon in Oracle Seasons. I want to get back to that game so much because I really do like Oracle Seasons. But the thing is, this is a bit of a nitpick than a serious complaint, but there's just something about that game that drives me crazy. I'll demonstrate it in a moment, but this attack right here, it spins that way in Link's Awakening, but it spins the opposite direction in the Oracle games, and it just throws me off so much. It's not a major problem at all, it's just me being weird. Alright then, there's some keys over here. Let's take care of your... Excuse me! Rude! That was rude, good sir, or madam, I don't know, I'm not going to assume your gender, or anything like that. I don't know where I'm going with this, but anyway, there's a chest over here we can go collect. The manipulator says I really have to use my imagination so that Marin's voice doesn't sound too chiptune-y. Marin is adorable in Hyrule Warriors. I don't know how many of you people have played that game, but she's my favorite character in Hyrule Warriors and things like that. She uses one of the instruments that we'll get in a little bit later in the game as her primary weapon. And she's a water-based user, so the water-based characters seem to be some of the best in Hyrule Warriors. But her attacks have some pretty insane range, and she's all around a pretty great character. Alright, we got some of these guys. I don't know their names off the top of my head, so I'm going to be calling them... what would be a funny nickname? Their name's going to be Gary. There we go. Alright, then we got some Goombas over there. We'll be ignoring them for a moment because it'll be an easier way to defeat them. Well, you can slice them with the sword, but there'll be an easier way to take care of them in a moment. We can go over here. And oh no, how are we ever going to reach this? Oh no! That's it over here, and you've got the Rock's Feather. It feels like your body is light as a feather. That's not what the text box said, but that's what I feel like saying. And now, oh my goodness, we can jump! Oh my goodness, it's so amazing! This game was Breath of the Wild before Breath of the Wild was Breath of the Wild! I think I said that during my 12 Days of Gaming video for this game, but you guys should know by now, I'm an original, and I can be replaced. Alrighty then, let's set it over here. And if you don't, this is going to sound like some major self-promotion, but if after the stream you still want to watch some stuff, there will also be, I'll post like a card or something like that at some point during the intermissions, but I cannot talk right now. I am very sorry. But on the collab channel game, we just wrapped up Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion Versus. So if anybody wants to check that out, then I'll post a card at some point during intermission or something like that, unless I forget, which is very likely. But it was a pretty fun series, and Octo Expansion in general is just really awesome because it plays so differently from the other Splatoon story campaigns. It's a lot more open, and it's way more difficult than Octo Cannon or Octo Valley or anything like that. It's probably my favorite single-player campaign in the Splatoon series, so I had a really fun time with that one. And the really weird thing is, it was stressful as heck to record because it's so open and difficult, but for whatever reason, the commentary just sounded a lot more relaxing than the other projects we've done. Sure, we did yell at each other like we always do, but it was still a pretty fun time. Alright, now what I like doing with these guys is I like trying to have them all grouped up together. That might not be the easiest thing in the world to do, as we just saw right there. Boy. Yeah, boy, that's a diamond. Okay, we got one more. There we go, that's not it. Oh boy, it's gonna be fun. Okay, wait for the... Wait for it. Dang it! Dang it! I usually don't have this much trouble on here. And we didn't even do... Okay, I'm gonna reset that. Okay. What I was trying to say a moment ago is try to grip them together so we could get two of them out at once. Owie on my face. Alright. That's a heart. Dang it! Dang it! Wow, this is terrible. The chat says, Quick Manipulator says, Link jumping madness! And I've got Let's Play Splatoon 2 Octo Expansion coming myself. Oh, that's gonna be exciting. I'll have to check that out when it's released. Yeah, so if there's any Let's Players out there watching, feel free to self-advertise in the chat. I'll check it out, I'll check it out at some point, maybe. But yeah. Ah! Okay. Setting restore point because I don't want to die. Alright, I'm gonna look for some bad guys to attack. Ow! I think using a fairy on these things might help. I know it helps Link's Awakening in the past, but it doesn't help here apparently. Oh boy. I never get this nervous during this game. Why is everything wanting to kill me all of a sudden? Why are you gonna hurt? Sorry if I'm getting loud all of a sudden. Get back here, you fool. Get back here, you fool. You didn't drop a heart. Why didn't you drop a heart? Why didn't you drop a heart? Rude. I don't even think this is required for being the boss, but I'm not going to let these things defeat me. Nah, this is absolutely horrible. Ah, boy. Alright. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Alright. Finally! Finally! We did it! We don't even need this stupid thing, but we did it! It lets you talk to the owl statues, which will give you hints and all that good stuff. And fun fact, on the original version of this game that wasn't on Game Boy Color, these were stone tablets, and those things were stone slabs that were missing a piece. But yay! And now it is boss time. Easiest boss ever. I really like how he looks in the Link's Awakening Switch. I'm really excited to see how they're going to remaster all these things in that game. That's probably the... Alright, that's definitely the game I'm looking forward to the most in 2019. Like, Animal Crossing Switch is going to be awesome, obviously. Pokemon Sword and Shield, and that's the first Pokemon generation that I've been part of the hype cycle for. So that's going to be pretty exciting too, and we just mentioned 3 also looks really neat, but it's Link's Awakening HD all the way for me. And this guy usually gives me a lot of trouble, but we didn't have that much trouble this time around. Yay! Alright, let's read the chat before we do anything else. Pick Manipulator says, dang it! That was ear blasting, and I'm gonna go grab a bite. Alright, have fun. We'll be going on intermission in a bit, so we're not gonna be missing much. But we've got the Full Moon Cello. It took me way longer than I cared to admit to learn how to pronounce that word. I think it was on like my 5th playthrough or something like that. I actually asked my parents, how do you pronounce this word? And they were like, cello. And I was like, oh, I've been mispronouncing it for like 2 years. Although to be fair, I was like, what, 7 at the time? I played this game as well when I was a kid. That is an instrument of the sirens. I have to admit, at first, I did not believe you were real. The instrument, along with the 7 others in the set, has the power to wake the windfish. You must collect them all. I was instructed to give you directions. Your next goal is north, in the Gabongo Swamp. Hoot indeed. Alright then, so we'll be taking a little break for a moment. It is 8:46 right now. So we'll probably be back in about 10 minutes or something like that. So let's go on and listen. And I'll see you guys in a moment.
Okie dokie, we are now back. Alright, so let's get back in the game. Alright, so in case you missed anything, we wrapped up the first dungeon in the game, Tail Cave, and now we'll be heading towards Kabongo Swamp. So let's head over here and go this way.
Hey, buddy, it's serious. Yeah, really serious. Yeah, it is. The moblins came to the village. Yeah, that's right. A whole gang of moblins, and then it's for real. They all went to the house. Yeah, that house, and they did something at Bellow's house. It was a really good scene with the moblins. So I mean, it might be faster if you find out for yourself what happened.
Alright, so let's go over here. Don't talk to those kids again, because then you get the whole string of text all over again. It's not very pleasant at all. But we get to go over here and talk to this person.
It's terrible. My Bella was dogged by moblins. Oh, please, somebody help my poor Bella.
I'm sure she'll be fine for a moment. Alright, so I'm going to be exploring Mape Village a little bit more before we continue onward. We go over here and talk to this lady. She's had an awful tragedy in the house across the way. It's just awful, and all I could do is sweep. I don't think I've ever seen that text dialogue before. Well, I discover something new every day. Also, I do apologize if I suddenly burp. I just had soda before. I'm so sorry. I was trying to say that I had soda before starting this, but I didn't get a chance to finish. I'm so sorry about that. How to say, please call outside. It seems like Old Man Allura is a Shy Guy in person. Oh no. This is what's under the mask of the Shy Guys in Mario. It was an old man all along. Alright then. That guy right there, if you were to go into here and talk on the telephone, the old man is the guy who's going to be talking to you on the phone. And this is basically the game's hint system. So if it's been a long time since you played the game and you don't remember what you were doing, then you can talk to the phone and they'll give you what you need to do. But as for now, what I want to do next, I'm going to go inside here, and there's a little toy that we can go get. Trendy game, 1 play, 10 rubies. The A and B buttons move the crane, the rest is just timing. Go over to the buttons to play, good luck. Alright, we can move the thing vertically, or horizontally with the B button, and vertically with the A button. Yay! Thankfully, the one item we actually need for story progress in here, thankfully it's not a moving track, so it's relatively easy to go grab it. And we can go over here and get a Yoshi doll. You got a Yoshi doll recently. He seems to be showing up in many games. Oh, good old fourth wall break. Alright, so going over here, this particular square of world right here, this is pretty special to me in particular because this is a spot where I used to level grind for rubies the most when I was a kid. We'll talk more about that later, but a lot of the items that are required to beat the game, you need to buy from this store. So I had to grind up on rubies a lot when I was younger, and I didn't know about this one particular trick that we'll see much later in the game that makes it a lot easier to take care of.
Oh, will you give that doll to my baby? Oh, thank you. You are indeed a generous person. I will give you this in return.
You traded your Yoshi doll for a ribbon. Maybe you could trade the ribbon for something else. Yep, those are my boys. I'm Papal. Pleased to meet you. I'll be lost in the hills later, so keep a lookout for me, eh? I don't know why he says that now, because it's going to be a very long time before that actually does happen. Link, check the chest. Wow, this is a nice chest. Link, check the chest. Wow, this is a nice chest. Link, check the chest. Wow, this is a nice... Okay, I'll stop. Alright, let's head over here. And check out the chat, because it looks like somebody said something. Big Karma says, rope, world peace, bombs. You want it? It's yours, my friend, as long as you have enough ribbies. I feel like you're referencing something, but I feel bad not knowing what it is. I want to say Resident Evil 4, but I've never actually played that game before, so
Wow, that rhymed. Link likes nice chess. Who doesn't? That was terrible, I'm sorry. Great Purpose Gaming says, Hola, or Hola, however you pronounce it. Bonza! Welcome to the stream. Alright then, so we're continuing on over here, and while we're over here and we're going through an area that we've seen before, I just want to give you guys a bit of an update on the plans for streams in the near future. We are going to be continuing Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. We will beat that game this year, maybe. Let's record Super Mario 3D Land. We'll also return at some point this year as well. That we are going to be recording the special worlds through a live stream in that game. But as for other games, I know I announced that Pokemon Yellow was going to be something we'd be streaming at some point, but unfortunately I've decided to cancel that series. And the reason for that is because the whole idea behind that was that it was going to build up hype for Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu. But those games are already out, and we haven't started a Pokemon Yellow stream, so I kind of lost interest in that. So I do apologize, but Pokemon Yellow won't be played through live stream on this channel for a long time. So yeah, that's not going to happen. Super Mario 3D Land and Ocarina of Time 3D will happen. I am thinking about another Pokemon game that would be fun to stream on the channel, but I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to go through with it. Maybe if I get Pokemon Crystal, I may stream that. I don't know. It's just, Yellow's not going to happen. I do apologize for that.
Hey, who's this suspicious looking runt? Okay, boys, let's get rid of him.
And also, a bit of a reminder for those who haven't seen my channel for a long time. I can't stream console games at the moment. I can only do 3DS and PC things right now. The reason for that is because my console capture card, the HD PVR Rocket, last time I tried streaming with it, it broke, and I had to get it replaced. So I kind of don't want to try it again. This computer seems to be a lot better at to run. Alright. Alright, this guy right here has friends in his strategies with him. He's going to be firing arrows at the walls, and when he runs into the wall, he will get dizzy, and then it's your time to murder him in cold blood. If he has skills, unlike me.
Owie!
But yeah, streaming stuff, my HTTP Rocket can't handle live streams, seemingly. Maybe it can on this computer, but I kind of don't want to try because I can't afford to get it replaced if it does break again. I am trying to see if my old capture card, the Dazzle, if that will work. I'm trying to get that installed onto this computer to see if it'll work trying to live stream off that thing. Because that one does require footage being displayed on the computer to run, to be able to record stuff, so maybe I can stream with that. But unfortunately, that would mean that I can't stream Nintendo Switch stuff without getting an adapter. So unfortunately, that's something that I can't do. Hoot, that is a fearsome-looking animal you have there. Do not forget, the next instrument is in Kabonko Swamp. Alright, so now we have Bow Wow with us. People who play more modern games may recognize him as Chain Chomp. He's called Bow Wow in this game, and I much prefer the name Chain Chomp, but of course that's not the name that stuck. See me later, when you're alone. You scary. I want my mommy! Alright, before we continue onward, I'm going to read the chat for a moment. Let's see here. Peg Garment says my reference was the Zelda CGI games. You popped her. That is why I always say shut up, Gator. Wouldn't it be a stream or anything related to you without you saying Peg Garment? Greg was Gaming says no. Peg Garment says the no was from Pokemon Yellow. Leave our live stream Crystal as it would be cool. I do like my capture card I got a few weeks ago. Alrighty then. Alright, let's go over here. I don't want to confirm that I will be streaming Pokemon Crystal. I'm just saying that it's an idea that I have that I would like to do at some point. I do have ideas for what I could do for Pokemon streams, but the thing is, I'm at the mindset right now where if I'm going to be doing anything Pokemon related on the channel, I'd rather it be a Let's Play. And without going into details, I am planning a Pokemon Let's Play at some point in the future. Maybe, perhaps, maybe. But that's not going to happen for a long time because Pokemon games take a while to plan out. Alright, so we can go over here, and there's a couple things that we could do with the Chain Chomp. First of all, we could go into the next dungeon and stuff like that, but there's actually a couple things I'd like to do with Chain Chomp, Bow Wow, whatever you want to call them, before we do anything else. We already demonstrated this glitch earlier in the game, but you can have some added special effect thingies if you have Bow Wow following you. So once again, I'd like to remind you, don't do this if you're playing on the original Game Boy cartridge, because this will mess up your save file if you're not careful. I set the eraser point right here so that we can get back to a safe place without having to make too much backtracking. But let's go back into the Scary Demon Dungeon and do a little bit more exploration. Now the reason why I want to bring Chain Chomp in here is because Chain Chomps, or Bow Wow as a sprite, will also glitch out if somebody's following you. So this is something that's pretty well worth mentioning. It's pretty neat indeed. Bow Wow will also continue his behavior of eating enemies. And why is it this square in particular that I'm always getting stuck in? Alright, I don't want to get stuck in this square for too long. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you can theoretically explore the entirety of the game's underworld, and dungeon layouts and things like that. So that's pretty neat. We won't be laying in here for too long, though. Okay, in the dungeon this is supposed to be in, that would be a key. I'll see what happens. You found a gold leaf. Hold on, listen to the music. Oh my god, the music is messed up. Oh my god, the music is messed up. Oh my god, this is actually terrifying. Oh my god, this is amazing! We messed up the music! Oh yeah, I think it's trying to... okay, what I think happened was we picked up the gold leaf, that usually triggers music, and then after the music was registered, it's not sure what to do now because there's not supposed to be music in this place because it's a glitch. So it's jumbling together a bunch of random music tracks. Oh my god, it happened again. What is this gonna do? Oh my god, that is amazing. This sounds like something that should be in the game, but as far as I know, the beat that the music is playing is nowhere in the actual game. It's like jumbling together songs that should be, and they're making something new. Okay. Alright, we're gonna leave the Scary Demon Dungeon because I could mess around with that for a long time, and, oh my goodness. Okay. Okay. I've seen a lot of crazy stuff happen in there. I've been able to find this screen and walk around in it. I've been able to get to the final boss within 6 minutes. But I have never heard the music that messed up. Okay. I'm gonna read the chat for a moment to get my mind off that, because I don't want to go on for too long for that. Cricketbus Gaming says, do you remember where we left off with Sonic Generations? Pancake says Skittles. Was wondering as if I should just replay the game to the part where we left off. Stream crashed for me. I'm still here. Stream is fine on my end. Big Manipulator says it is indeed messed up. Big Garment says hashtag messed up music. Lol. Run, Gator, run! Remember, Gator, a glitch is a feature. Gator made a new discovery. Put it in VG Facts. Oh man, I've tried submitting stuff to VG Facts. It is such a painful process because, oh my god. Okay, I don't want to talk about this game too much because I know this triggers some people, but Tokyo Mirage Essence has a misprint on the back of the box where it says that the Wii Remote is compatible with the game, but it's not really supposed to. But it's not really compatible with the game. And I tried submitting that to VG Facts, and it was such a complicated process. I just gave up on it. And Cricketbus Gaming was asking where we were left off in Sonic Generations. We were pretty close to the end of the game. I believe I was. Okay, I'm going off memory. I think I was one challenge and then the final boss away from the end of the game. So I don't remember where you were at, but we can just look through the ending of the previous episode we uploaded and figure out where we were from there. Okay, I also noticed that we also have the Piece of Power, which also has its own music, so I'm wondering if that also played a role in the music getting messed up in the Scary Demon Dungeon. Cricketbus Gaming says we can double check if the last episode uploaded. Last episode was episode 8, I believe. So you can just look through the ending of episode 8 and figure out where we were from there. Come on, Bow Wow. Eat this thing. Eat it. Just eat it, eat it, eat it, eat it. Eat the flower, Bow Wow. There we go. Yeah, right then. Also, one thing that's worth mentioning is that the Scary Demon Dungeon glitch, you are required to defeat some enemies on the overworld for it to trigger. If you try triggering it before defeating any enemies, then it will just teleport you to this part of the map, and I don't think you can actually move around in it. So, owie! Owie! Rude! Level 2, Bato Gato. Setting restore point in case we die. For those of you who weren't here earlier in the stream, the reason why I'm doing this is because if you manage to beat the game without dying, then you can get a secret ending. So that's what we're trying to do for this playthrough. Ah! Ah! Okay. Alright then. This key right here was the one that caused that the music to glitch in the Scary Demon Dungeon, so just letting you guys know. This thing right here, I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's going to mimic your actions a la the doppelganger from Tomb Raider. So be careful with that. Like Cricketbus Gaming says, so we just replayed through Sonic Generations to the point where we left off. Mainly the issues with the 3 keys of the challenges. I don't think we need to, because I think if we boot up the game where it is right now, we could just replay through those ones. Yeah, I don't think we need to do that because there's really no reason to. Big Manipulator says booting up my own Link's Awakening. It looks like the part I'm stuck on is level 3 Key Cavern. All right, that's a really confusing dungeon. So I don't blame you for getting stuck in that one. A bit of a fun fact: in this game, standing on these blocks when they go up and down will not hurt you, but they will hurt you if you're playing on Link to the Past and try doing that. I don't know why that happens. Maybe you get crust on the ceiling or something like that. Maybe that's what they were going for, but it doesn't hurt you to stand on them when they go up in this game. Alright, we got another key. Key Cavern, the 3rd dungeon in this game. I've seen a lot of comparisons with that one and the Wara Temple from Ocarina of Time because there are so many keys in that dungeon that it can be a little confusing. And I think there's actually one more key than you actually need to beat that dungeon. If I remember correctly, I may be wrong about that, so don't quote me on that. But when we get to Key Cavern, then hopefully the stream can help you out if you're still stuck at that point. Let's go over here and pick up the super shiny key of awesomeness. Gregor's Gaming says, would we just do 3 random challenges? I'll tell you what, Brandon. Because we had to put that off for so long, how about we just what am I trying to say? I'm gonna let you look through the challenges and see which ones are the easiest to find, the easiest ones to complete. So you can go through that. But you probably want to avoid the knuckle challenges because those ones seem to take the most time. 1 second. Read the chat. We would just do 3 random challenges because that's how to unlock bosses. Boomin' Player says that would be great. Pank Carmen says gotta go. Splatfest going on. Gotta help my fellow wizards. Alright. Thank you, Pank Carmen. Thank you for coming. Alright, so I'll be joining you in Splatfest at some point. After some point after the stream. Oh, this looks pretty heavy. You won't be able to lift it with just your bare hands. Alright, I didn't intend to fill it off, but whenever you bump into those things, when you don't have a certain item, then that text box will trigger, and that can get a little bit annoying. But I've grown used to not having to touch those things when I don't have the item, so the text box doesn't trigger. Gregor's Gaming says, I don't know what challenges are the easiest. I'll do research on that after we're done with the stream, and I'll send you a message if you want. Also, keep in mind that for the next video, I believe I also have a penalty on that, so you have a bit of advantage in that department. I'll also make sure you do research on the final boss, because I don't want to spoil too much. Actually, it doesn't matter if I spoil anything, but in the original recording for the Sonic Generations finale, Gregor's Gaming and I got stuck on the final boss for a very long time because we didn't understand how it worked, so you definitely want to do a bit of research on that final boss if you don't want to repeat that incident. At last, you got a map. Press the start button to look at it. I don't wanna. Ah! Okay, we almost fell. Scare you. Grab the magic powder, and we got the rubies. Yay! Now we just need a Weiss and a Yang and a Blake. Also points to get the reference. Anyway, we have booze right here. For those of you who don't know, Link's Awakening contains several different Mario references because this game was actually kind of made as like a what am I trying to say? It was kind of made as like an after-school project between the developers of Nintendo. So they were able to get away with including Nintendo Mario references without the creators' permission. So this game contains Goombas and Boos, and I think it even has Kirby at one point. So that's something that's pretty well worth mentioning. It's pretty interesting little trivia. Gregor's Gaming says, still don't know how to beat the terrible final boss. He didn't say terrible, but I'm just censoring it for the younglings out there. Because I don't swear, damn it. And yes, Big Manipulator, that was a Ruby reference. You got a small key, you can open a locked door. I'm going to talk about this for a moment. I'm going to try not to avoid spoilers or anything like that, but man, that last season of Ruby was legit. Like, Season 4, I personally felt it had a bit of a quality drop between 3 and 4, and Season 4 just felt really slow, and like, not a lot of stuff was happening. But then Season 5, they really took it up a notch, but then it started having problems during the final part where it kind of seemed like they were dragging on. Okay, what do I do here? I think we want to take out the Stoffels first. There should be a owl statue around here that tells you the order you want to take these guys out. I believe it's Stalfos, Keys, and then the Pulse Voice. Fun fact, on the original NES game, you had to blow into a microphone to take these guys out. I got that backwards. Oh, we have to reset that anyway. Pick Manipulator says Prince Richard was also from a different game. That is true. Pick Manipulator, not Pick Manipulator, Prince Richard. Prince Richard is from a Game Boy Color game called For Whom the Bell Tolls, or something like that. I might be wrong about the exact name. What am I trying to say? That game ran on the Link's Awakening engine as well. I believe those two games have shared the same engine, so they were able to reuse Prince Richard's model to make a character. And also, fun fact, in the Link's Awakening Switch remake, there's a bell symbol on Prince Richard's castle, which is also a reference to his original game. That's going to be pretty fun. But going back to Ruby, I felt that Season 5, it started off great, but then the final part kind of dragged on. Like, they had one big episode that they split into multiple ones. Do we have the boss key? Yes, we do. But Season 6 just... I think Season 6 had really consistent quality throughout the entire thing, which we had seen since, like, Season 3. And I'm really glad that it seems like it's getting back to being... I don't want to say going back to being good, because Ruby has always been really great, but still. Trying to be as vague as possible when talking about that, because I don't want to spoil too much of Ruby, because it's definitely something you should check out for yourself, and I don't want to spoil too much here.
Yeah, you can get me as long as I have my battle.
Alright then, I will be facing the genie. Oh my god, it's Will Smith! I'm sorry, I just had to make that reference. Alright, so after he goes back to the bottle, use your sword to make the bottle get stunned. And then we'll be able to use the super amazing bracelet croissant of awesomeness and throw it at a wall. Fun fact, I just discovered this recently, but Undertale actually has a reference to the bracelet in this game. There's a croissant that's on one of the desks in that game, and the dialogue when you check it out says, "Oh, it looks like a very powerful bracelet." Oh no, it's just a croissant. Manipulator says, "I watched season 3 and never got back into it. By the time to most reviewers, that was a wise decision." You could probably watch like a summary of season 4 to get the idea of it. It wasn't bad. It's just very slow. There were a lot of it was a lot more dialogue heavy than fighting. I think that's what a big problem with it is. But season 5 was really great. Season 5 and 6 they were both pretty great. Ah! Okay, you're on this face. Okay. Okay, so this is gonna be pretty interesting because. He may look like he's vibrating pretty intensely right here. His sprite seems to be glitching on the screen. I don't know why that happens, but it seems to be a common occurrence with trying to record 3DS things. Try to record this game in general. Where sprites like that fade in and out, they kind of glitch out, and it's a little weird, but when you're playing normally, you'll see one regular sprite and a transparent one, and they'll both be moving in a circle. So I do apologize if it didn't look that great on the stream, but anyway, we now have the conchorn. Excuse me. Prairie, prairie, the prairie is waiting. Die, flower! Okay, so now that we have the bracelet, the world has opened up to us a little bit more. So let's go equip it before the evil text box appears. Bleh, I cannot talk. We'll be having the feather and the bracelet equipped. That's a big thing that a lot of people don't like about this game, is the fact that you're going to have to go back and forth between the menu a lot. But that's not really necessarily a problem with the game. It's just that the Game Boy Color didn't really have a whole lot of buttons, so there really wasn't much they could do about that. Objectively, they probably could have programmed the game a bit better to make it so you wouldn't have to do that. Make it so that you could solve this puzzle without failing. Alright, let's try it again. Let's go back out and go this way. Take care of your... Alright, and we got the piece of power. I didn't want that. Alright, so just a little bit of a heads up. We're going to be going on break in a couple minutes. I have an idea of where I want to stop, but yeah, we'll be going on a little bit of a break. So that's gonna be pretty fun. In the words of Ross, we were on a break. Alright, this right here is going to be your transportation system in Link's Awakening. You jump in there and you'll be able to teleport to another point you've triggered on the map. I believe there are 4 of them in total in the game. You'll be worrying about that. But basically, once you jump into one, you'll be able to teleport to it later. Is there anything in the shop that we can buy? We can get bombs. 10 bombs, 10 rupees. Alright, and I'm also going to buy the shovel because we can afford that. Deluxe shovel. Seems expensive. Alright, Pick Manipulator says a break would be good. Alright, so let's take that now since we feel like it. Alright, so let's go into intermission. It is 9:24 right now, so let's meet back around 9:34. Good 10 minutes. Good 10-minute break. Actually, I don't know. It was a good browsing. Just checked out, and you're on the final 3 challenges plus mini boss before the other bosses. You have Classic Sonic on Planet Wisps left before doing the 3 challenges. Alright, that seems about right. Alright, so yeah, we'll be going on break for about 10 minutes or so. So I'll see you guys in a moment. In the words of Gringo Gaming, wow, I'm out of here.
度素直になれないかっこいいと言われるたび No way No way 悲しかった誰だってそうよ私もそう私と違うあなたが眩しい君もっとキュートに君もっとクールに君もっと違う輝きが欲しくなる君まっすぐさも君不器用さも君私未来輝きが欲しくなる今すぐに Please give it to me 嘘なんてつけないつきたくないどんな理由でも裏切られて傷ついても Always always 正直さを光と影正反対な私と違うあなたが知りたい君結果のように君さよのように君もっと違う輝きが欲しくなる君その秘密君こじ開けて君手に入れたい何もかも欲しくなるほら早く Please give it to me もっとクールに私と違うあなたが眩しい眩しい君もっとキュートに君もっとクールに君もっと違う輝きが欲しくなる君まっすぐさも君不器用さも君私未来輝きが欲しくなる今すぐに Please give it to me Please give it to me Please give it to me
I have returned! Alright. Now technically we could go and return Bow Wow right now, but we're going to be saving that for a little bit later because there's a couple more things in the overworld that I want to do before we do any of that stuff. So without further ado, let's head over here and go this way. And I would apologize for having took your Marcus' basic playing during the intermission, but then I would be lying because I am not sorry. Alright then, so let's put a bomb, a note over here. Explosion! We can't do anything here yet. There are a couple things that we could do with the bombs now that we have them. Kind of wish that I could do live editing so you wouldn't have to watch all the backtracking, but we're going to do that right now because I feel like it. Also, I have said that again during the intermission, so if I burp, I apologize. That was a good one. I'm not going to apologize for that. Yes, I am. Anyway, none of that matters because what we'll be doing now is we'll be heading back towards the first dungeon because there was one more treasure chest in there that we couldn't get in the first run. But now that we have these super amazing powers of the bum, we can now go this way to get the Octorok. And oh, fun fact, those enemies, the Octoroks, were the inspiration for Guardians in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Because the original 8-bit sprite of them, when Azunuma was making Breath of the Wild, he wanted to know what it was like for those Octoroks who appear in the 3D game. Now, we have seen Octoroks before in the 3D Zeldas, but never quite like that, where it had that original octopus appearance. So, that was the inspiration for the Guardians octopus-like appearance and things like that. So that's pretty neat. I don't know why I did that. Let's take this short out. There we go. Okay. Now let's do the bomb. Place the bomb on the correct wall right there, and go this way. And now we have our first secret sea cell. If you collect a lot of these, something good is bound to happen. Alright, so let's check out the theory that I had earlier. No, that is not the secret sea cell counter. Okay, the fraction with the 12. Okay, now I'm remembering. That's for heart pieces. That's not for secret sea cells. I don't remember off the top of my head how many secret sea cells are on the game, but like I said earlier, we will be doing this 100%. So that's going to be pretty fun. Looks like there's some things in the chat, so after we leave the dungeon, I'm going to go look at that. Hooray for reading. Alright. Cricket Gaming says, I'm not buying that garbage again. Splatoon would not be here without the success failure. I changed it on its Sucre forever. That doesn't mean that it's better, in my opinion. You could technically say that Halo wouldn't be here without Doom, so with that mindset, you're saying that Doom is the best shooter ever. So, just saying. In all seriousness, Halo is a good game, but personally speaking, it's just one of those things where I know it's good, it's just not for me. I prefer Splatoon because it's in the third person, and I just don't care that much for first person gameplay. And also, Halo in general, it just doesn't have that much, the atmosphere that I'm looking for when I'm playing a game. Like Splatoon is all cutesy and has a generally lighthearted tone with some darker elements mixed in, kind of like Earthbound, if you think about it that way. So that's a big reason why I prefer Splatoon over Halo. But like I said, Halo is a good game. It's just one of those things where it's not for me, and that's probably what it's like for you, Green Rose Gaming, where Splatoon isn't something that you're personally interested in, which I can respect. Even if I keep making fun of you for liking Halo more than Splatoon. Anything? That thing popped up on my phone and I was reading it real quick. But anyway, now we'll be preparing to enter Key Cavern. So, this is going to be interesting because earlier in the stream I thought we wouldn't make it this far in the game, but no, we are. Alright then, so let's get over here and go this way. I'm saying that a lot for the stream. Really, I must insist that you not bring that awful beast in here. Leave that creature outside and then we can talk. Goodbye. I didn't know you said that. Alright, so as you can see, we're reaching the point where in the game where we're not going to be able to have Bow Wow follow us too much longer. So let's head over here. And there's one more thing that I want to show off with Bow Wow before we send him home. Where is this monkey? There's a monkey around here and okay. I thought it was closer. There we go.
Kiki! What? Alright, Matt, let's battle!
Yeah, Bow Wow will actually fight the monkey. So that's pretty funny. I didn't know this for the longest time, and I think I actually made a video about this when I discovered it. So eventually Bow Wow will chase off the monkey, and so you're going to need that monkey for completing the game. Just go over here. Inside this building, this is where we're going to be needing the secret sea cells for. I am the spirit of the mansion. I have been waiting for someone to overcome the darkness, find all the secret shells, and go through the gate to achieve the ultimate sword. We only have one, so we're nowhere near close to that. No response. You must not have enough shells. Now the thing about this is that the secret sea cells, there's actually more of them in the game than are required to get the the secret sea cells. There's more of them in the game than there are required to get the reward. I think Chug Conroy during his Let's Play, he didn't even bother getting all of them because of that, and that's something that always bothered me about his Let's Play this game. I believe I went for every single one of them during my Let's Play, but like I said earlier in stream, that LP was terrible. So I would love to have an excuse to go back and do another Let's Play this game. Maybe Nintendo Switch version? Cough, cough, cough. The flying artworks over there. Alright, so we're going to be returning Bow Wow back to Madame Meow Meow. So let's head over here. And while we do that, I'm going to reading the chat. Ah! That was rude. Alright. Beer's Gummy says, that's true, Halo would not be here without Doom. Doom is not better than Splatoon or Halo. I just find Splatoon just another online shooter that Nintendo is making because of how many shooters are nowadays, that shooters are popular. That's one thing that I would like to talk about. I can understand that, but at the same time, Splatoon is very different from other shooters, because in most other shooter games, like Battlefield or Doom or Halo or things like that, your primary objective is to kill the other enemies, but that's not your goal in Splatoon. Your goal in Splatoon is to cover the most turf and ink. It's more like a... how do I word it? It's more like a... okay, I had a phrase in mind that was perfect for describing it, and now I can't think of it right now. But basically, you're covering the battlefield in ink rather than specifically going after the villains. So that, and on top of the other gameplay mechanics of the game, it makes it very different from... where am I going? Okay, we have the ribbon, so we need to go back to okay, I'm thinking too far ahead of the side quest I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, you basically get the point I'm trying to make, is that it is the same genre, but it doesn't necessarily make it the same game. It's kind of like comparing Fortnite to Apex Legends or things like that. I'm not entirely sure that's the best comparison because I don't actually know much about Apex Legends, but it's like trying to say that all Battle Royale games are the exact same. Actually, a better comparison would be Fortnite and Tetris 99. Those are both considered Battle Royale games, but Tetris 99 is more of a puzzle game, and Fortnite is a shooter. So, just because one game is in the same genre as another one does not necessarily mean that they're both the same exact games. Grips Gaming says shooters were not near as big when Halo first came out. Platforms were the big things back then. Miss the old days when platformers were big. They seem to be making a comeback lately with Mario Odyssey, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and Hat in Time, so hopefully that means that the trend will be getting bigger, because that would be nice, because I love 3D platformers. They're one of my favorite genres of gaming out there, so I really hope that it becomes more of a big trend. And we exchanged the ribbon for dog food. It's full of juicy beef. If you use a shovel in the... I don't want to talk to you. Go away. Go away. Go away. There we go. Use your shovel in the corner of the room, you get another secrecy cell. This character's dialogue, where she's all like,
makeup, jewels, dresses, I want to know. Oh, I have some new accessories would be nice.
I like to tease my sister about that by saying that she was kind of like that when she was younger. But yeah, it's just a little bit of a fun story. But now that we have the dog food, we can actually go back to that alligator's house. We can go back to the house of my brethren. Alright, owie, owie! Rude! I'm just trying to look at the chat. You don't have to beat me up when I'm not looking. Alright. He's also saying, I guess it's Splatoon. It came during a time when shooters were big. And to see it in my eyes, it's another generic shooter. I know Splatoon is different, but it's still just another online shooter. Just can never get into it or see how good it is like you. The thing is, actually, it's not available anymore. I was about to suggest that you check out the demo for the game, but I don't actually think that Splatoon demos are available right now. But that's something that I would love to see them do. Splatoon is definitely something that I think should be experienced for yourself to really understand what makes it different from other shooters. It's kind of like ARMS, how that's a fighting game, but you need to play it for yourself to understand how it's different from something like Street Fighter or something like that. That was great. I know it's not a fair trade, but here's some bananas. The state is bananas, B-N-A-N-A-S. You gave the can of dog food with bananas in return. Good deal. Man, I love bananas. Alright, let's head over here. If you want another thing that makes, if you want another comparison for what makes Splatoon a particularly special, ow! Rude. If you want another example of what makes Splatoon particularly special to me, I don't play a whole lot of online games in general, not even Splatoon anymore, because I kind of gotten to a point where it seems like everybody in the game is better than me. That's just something that always happens with online games, in my opinion, where it gets to a point where the fandom has gotten so big that it gets hard to get to find a multiplayer games where you feel like you're on an even playing ground. That's not necessarily a problem with just Splatoon in general. It's something that I don't like about any online game. Tetris 99 is starting to get into that, where it's starting to get more difficult to get into the higher rankings in that game because there's so many good players now. But the reason why I like Splatoon is because I believe it has some of the best single player content. So even if I don't feel like playing the online multiplayer modes, then there's still the single player levels that I can go back to, even if I don't really care much for the online mode anymore. Now I still do play Splatoon online a lot, even if it has reached that point where it seems like everyone's better than me in the game. Because Turf War is awesome, I love Splat Zones, Clan Blitz is amazing, and Salmon Run is probably the best multiplayer mode that I've ever experienced in any online game. But again, it's one of those things where you need to experience it for yourself to understand why it's so special. But even if I don't necessarily feel like playing in an online match, like if I'm having a rough time with teammates or anything like that, then I can go back and play the single player levels, and there's a lot of replayability in Splatoon 2, even if you're only talking about Octo Cannon, because there were 2 single player campaigns in that game, and it's just awesome. Alright, this right here, this is a stick. It is the last of the items that you... Actually, the bananas are the last of the items that you absolutely needed for 100%ing the game and stuff like that. Basically what I'm trying to say is that the trading side quest up until this point has been required, but everything else beyond this point is optional. So the stick is the last item that you'll get if you're not going to try to complete the trading side quest. Chop down the grass right here for secret passageway, a la A Link to the Past. And I'm also thinking too far ahead of myself again, and I need to go back to the castle to actually trigger what's going to happen next. Actually, technically we could go to the castle now, but I'm going to go into the castle first so you guys understand what we're doing there. Greg Rose Gaming says, Apex Legends looks like a Fortnite ripoff with elements from other games like Destiny. What I dislike is the mode than the actual Fortnite game, so when I see the mode as a giant open map with jumping out of a vehicle thousands of feet in the air is tiring to see, like giving Call of Duty and Battlefield is copying Fortnite's mode. I don't want to say that Fortnite was the first one that did that, because I don't know what off the top of my head I'm thinking of right now, but I'm pretty sure that there were Battle Royale modes like that before Fortnite existed. It's just that that game was the one that made the trend popular. But I can see why people would like Fortnite. I'm just not one of those people. Alright, let me go into more detail on that. Fortnite is a good game. It has good ideas. The big open map is pretty cool and all. And being able to see that many people they're playing against is interesting, but I just got so bored of it because every match felt like the same. Either I was alone the entire time because I was just off exploring and doing my own thing, and then I got suddenly killed from an enemy I couldn't see, or I somehow made it to the end, but I couldn't find anybody to fight, and then all of a sudden my team wins, and I didn't understand what was going on. And the really weird thing is, there isn't even a clear indication on who are your enemies. So it just became a bit of a mess in my opinion. And also Fortnite changes every single season, so they include new content, and that's cool and all, but it also doesn't stay there forever. There was a Thanos event where there were Infinity Gauntlets in Fortnite before it came to Nintendo Switch, and because it took so long for the Switch version to come out, that event was gone. So I never got to experience the Thanos event myself, and that made me really sad. So that's something that I really don't like about Fortnite, is that the cool new features that are there they don't last forever. That's what I like about Splatoon 2, because you do get free content over time, and it always stayed there. That's what I love about Splatoon, and I really wish Fortnite will just keep the cool stuff that doesn't make it. I could go on a big rant about that, but I'm not going to. We need to play Link's Awakening. Salutations! You don't know by the look of me, but I used to live in the castle. My servants went berserk, and I was forced to flee to my villa. So, you want the key to Ukuku Prairie, do you? I may be able to help you. Let's make a deal, shall we? I want you to retrieve the golden leaf I left back in the castle when I fled. No way. Well, I never. I thought you looked cowardly, but please leave me. Just get out of here. Alright, we'll help you. Gregor's Gaming says, I think PUBG was a game that did before Fortnite. I just prefer the smaller maps like the arena shooter games like Halo. Yeah, that's something I like about Splatoon, is that the maps are not too big, so you don't get lost in it. I wouldn't be opposed to a battle royale mode in Splatoon, having a large map, but the thing is, it can't be too big to where you get lost in it, because then it just doesn't get fun anymore, and they definitely need to keep the cool elements that in the game forever. But at the same time, I do prefer having smaller maps, because it helps me memorize the locations a bit better, and it helps me be more strategic in the game. That's what I really love about Splatoon, because the maps are generally well designed, except for Port Mackerel, because Port Mackerel is terrible. Alright, let's head over here. Right then. And let's go this way. Alright then, so let's head over here. What am I trying to say? There's this one person who was in the chat earlier in the stream, Pick Manipulator. They were saying that the dungeon coming up pretty soon, they got stuck on it. If you're in the chat right now, just letting you know that we'll be approaching that place pretty soon. Hopefully this stream will help you with that dungeon if you're still stuck in it. I think we might wrap up the stream after we're done with the next dungeon. I don't know. I feel like I could play this game forever, but I don't want to go on for too long because I have plans tomorrow. Ah! And we're falling again. Alright, we got you. Yay! Alright, so we only have one heart left. I'm trying to decide what I want to do, because we can't get a potion right now. You know what? We're going to leave the castle and go get a potion and then come back. Just going to set a restore point in case we die. Great Gaming says, I played Battlefield 3 with a friend years ago, and I like the condensed map where you encounter players like every few seconds. Just like the big maps, it takes a while to encounter players. Yeah, that's not very fun. Like I said during my Fortnite rant, if I died to a freaking Goomba, that would not have been pleasant. Okay. Yeah, like I said during my Fortnite rant, what I really didn't like about the game was the fact that it took a long time to even come across another opponent. And even when you did, it was very hard to distinguish them from your teammates, and just made the game kind of unfair at times, where it would seem like this person is on my team, but they're not, and then suddenly they're attacking me, and I don't like it. I know some people like Fortnite. It is kind of like that big game right now, but it's just not for me. Alright, so the next thing we'll be doing is we'll be heading up here. We're going to take out the super amazing powers of the croissant. And head this way. Alright, so basically what I'm doing is that we have access to a potion right now. And how it works is that when you die, it automatically refills your hearts. So that's something that's going to be pretty neat. Hey there, big guy. I'm Crazy Tracy. I've got a little secret for sale that'll pump you up. How about it? 42 rupees for my little secret? Alright, come here and I'll rub it on you. There, I've applied my own secret medicine. It will take effect when you lose all hearts. Drop by again, big guy. And here's some bonus treatment. Behold, your hearts are full. So, if you refill your hearts on top of giving you a potion, you don't even need an empty bottle for this game. Actually, now that I think about it, there aren't even any empty bottles at all in this game, so that's something that's pretty nice. It's kind of like Link's Awakening, how you just get the bottle when you have the item. Let's get the Rock's Feather and then jump there and claim our sweet, sweet ruby. Right then. One more thing that I want to do since we're over here anyway is that there's some pretty funny cutscene that you can trigger when you go over in this area. Alright. Let's create a restore point. I just love to take pictures. Will you let me take your picture? No. Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. Let's take a picture. No picture? Are you pulling my leg? What a bummer. Beautiful. I'll call this game over. Let's see if we can fill that album. Alright, so just like the Picture Man in Earthbound, you'll get some special picture spots throughout the game when you trigger certain points, and you can fill out a photo album. The Travels of Link. Alright, so basically how this worked is whenever you come across a place where you can take a picture, you can go over here and, for example, this one, because we said no to this guy, he beat Link up, and it was pretty funny. If you did say no to him, it'd be a more pleasant picture where he's doing like a little peace sign. We will be getting all these in during the playthrough, and you may be wondering why it's saying print. This is because this game was compatible with the Game Boy printer. So if you have the original cartridge and you have a Game Boy printer, you can actually print these out as a physical picture. So that's something that's pretty neat. There's a couple more picture spots that I want to go grab before we go take care of the next dungeon. I hope I'm going the right way. Gregor's Gaming says, we hope Halo Fortnite actually turns out being good. Halo 4 and 5 were disappointments. Halo 4 is still right and better than 5. Alright. My only experience is like the first couple chapters in Halo 5. Not Halo 5, the first Halo game. I liked it. It was good. But like I said earlier, it's just one of those things where it's just not for me because I'm not that big of a fan of first-person gameplay. I did play around the multiplayer mode with a friend of mine, and I was terrible at it. I think I only got one defeat out of him. There was a teleport spot we could have triggered by the... I'm just forgetting all the little things nowadays. First of all, I forgot the raccoon at the beginning of the game, and then I forgot the teleportation. We'll get it next stream or something like that. Hey, that looks great. I'll call it Link Plays Bow Wow. Now get closer to Bow Wow. Grrr. Link, get closer. Grrr. Grrr. Much closer. Okay, I'm ready. Smile. I love that one. There's another one over here that can trigger if we go near a window. I think. Okay, there we go. Hi, it's me, the photographer. Pictures taken instantaneously. I'm a photographic genius if I do say so myself. Okay, get ready for instant memory. Look at the camera. Ready? Say Fuzzy Pickles! Alright. Greg Robes says, don't worry, Gator, I am terrible playing Halo Online. I only got like 1 or 2 kills per match. Yeah. That sounds like me whenever I tried playing Fortnite. I just could not get anybody in that game because I didn't even know how I could tell who the enemies were. I guess with Splatoon it's easy to tell because they have different colored ink and their clothing has different colors and things like that, so it's very easy in Splatoon to tell who's on the other team. But that's one big problem that I see with Fortnite, and I don't really see a lot of people talk about it. Alright, let's head back over to the castle. Now this next picture we'll be getting, just giving you guys a bit of a fair warning, this picture does have a point of no return, so if you go too far into the game, then you won't be able to get this one. So that's the reason why I want to go take care of the picture now. Hi Link, you know I love to take pictures. Wouldn't this old castle make a great photo? Welcome back to Manipulator. We're just getting into the third dungeon, so great timing. Nothing yet. I grew tired of waiting. I just want those gold leaves delivered soon. Courage like this deserves a photo, don't you think? Go ahead and take a picture of me, any angle you like. I'm not afraid. I just decided to wait at home. Alright then. So for those of you who are coming back, we opened up the castle, but then we decided to go get a potion, and while we were over there, I remembered that that picture with the castle, it disappears if you go too far into the game, so that's the reason why I want to go take care of that right now. And we have, how many feathers do we have? We have, one. Ah! Okay, that was pretty funny. Alright, the first feather that we got was from this area over here where some guy was throwing bombs at us. How dare you think he could be Bomberman? Alright then, let's head over here. Another bad guy right there we can go deal with, and we can go this way. The next feather we'll be getting, we need to take care of that bird up there. Birdie, 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 birdie! Birdie, birdie! You found a gold feather leaf thingy. Yay, I can't read. Alrighty then. So let's go over here. And now we're beginning inside a bit of a mini dungeon of sorts. This isn't a full dungeon like Tail Cave or Battle Grotto was before it. Rather, this is more of a mini dungeon. You can think of it as something along the lines of the Gerudo Fortress from Majora's Mask, or the Yuga Clan Hideout from Breath of the Wild, or something like that. Gerber's Gaming says, one of the few times I played Call of Duty was with a friend. When catch multiplayer, another friend of ours did worse than the CPUs. I came in second, my friend came in first. Pick Manipulator said I had to look up how to get that bird. Yeah, that one's not a very obvious one. I've just played this game a million times just so I know where everything is. This is coming from the guy who didn't remember the raccoon at the beginning of the game. Alright, so this button right here, giving you guys a bit of a fair warning, that picture that we took in front of the castle, once you press this button, that picture is gone. You won't be able to go grab it. Oh, it sounds like the castle gate opened. You can easily leave the castle now. I'm queen of the castle, I'm queen of the castle. Don't judge me, I love Nora. She's awesome. We'll break his legs! Alright, let's hear you. You have another golden feather, leaf thingy. Alright then, how many do we have now? We have 4, so there's one more to go. Go up the thing. There we go. Oh no, what are we gonna do? He looks scary. I want my mommy! Alright, so what I was saying earlier during the stream where I was pointing out the fact that in the Link's Awakening Switch trailer you could see flags of a bell. This is where it's going to be located in the Switch version, and the reason for that is also because Prince Richard originated from a game called From Whom the Bell Tolls. I think that's what it's called. But basically, The reason why that was a thing was because Link's Awakening and that and From Whom the Bell Tolls were made on the same engine, so they could very easily reuse a sprite for that game. So that's pretty neat. You won't find From Whom the Bell Tolls on the Virtual Console or in America or anything like that, because I believe it was a Japanese-only game. I might be wrong about that, though. So if I am wrong about that, feel free to correct me in the comments below and point out how much I'm an idiot. Alright then, let's head over here. We're gonna get to numbered. Good Gaming says, remember to complete Mummy Maze forever. No. Why would you bring that up, Brandon? Okay. For those of you who don't know, Mummy Maze Forever is the very last level in Captain Treasure Tracker. It is a nightmare. I've had to do it 3 times in my life, and I'm going to have to do it a 4th time sometime this year because the Captain Treasure Tracker 3DS live stream series. That's not going to be fun. And you know what's even weirder than that? They made another Mummy Maze Forever, the DLC for the game! There's 2 of them now! Okay. I won't spoil too much about it, but yeah, there is a second Mummy Maze Forever and Captain Treasure Tracker to the Switch. Fake laughter, real pain. But anyway, now that we have all the golden feathers, we can go over here and talk to Richard. He also says that Prince Richard originated from history class. History class is a myth. Alright, so we could go in there now, but I'm going to be waiting in here for a couple minutes because there is a secret song that can show up if you wait inside this house for a few minutes. And I probably should have made a list of things to talk about because, this, like I said, this is going to take a couple minutes, so yay. Greg Gaming says Nintendo knows your pain as they just want to torture you, clearly. Alright, so while we go through this area, why don't you guys, in the comments, what do you guys want to see in Link's Awakening for Nintendo Switch? You can post your opinions on what you think the art style is like, what changes you want to see in the new version. Just in general, what do you want to see in the new game? Personally speaking, I'd be more than okay if they just left it exactly as it was in the Game Boy version, because I'm nostalgia bias and but in all seriousness, if they were to make some changes, then obviously they would have to change the inventory system, because going back and forth between this menu and gameplay, that can be a little bit tiring, even if you've played the game a million times like me and you don't really notice those problems. They're definitely going to have to fix the problem where you bump into a rock without the croissant bracelet equipped, then don't have that text box appear over and over again, because that just gets annoying. I highly doubt it's going to happen, but I would also like it if the Scary Demon Dungeon did make some kind of return in the Switch version. Now, I know that's a glitch, and it's not going to happen because it's no longer sprite-based, so you can't exactly click into the wall anymore. But if they left it intact, that would be amazing. Maybe even have like some kind of reference to it, where if you try doing it, you can, like a sign would appear or something like that, saying, "Huh, that worked last time," or something like that. But yeah, I'm just really looking forward to Link's Awakening Switch. It's like I said earlier, it's going to be my game of the year 2019. I can already tell it. I can already feel that. Unless somehow they make like the best Tomb Raider game on Nintendo Switch this year, but that's not going to happen. Or if for whatever reason they have a second Zelda game coming out this year that's somehow better than Link's Awakening Switch, which I highly doubt. Oh, here it is. For those of you who don't know, that is the Taco song. The music composer for this game likes to hide that song in his games. You can see that in Animal Crossing New Leaf. You can see it in Luigi's Mansion. It's a song that's pretty well known within the Nintendo community, but this is something that I wanted to point out because I absolutely love finding those Easter eggs and things like that. Alright, Kirk Gaming says, Nintendo must have seen the verses and decided to add a new Mummy Maze Forever. And Super Mario Maker 2, prepare for the second version of the Underwater Death Challenge. Oh man, that's gonna be fun. when James has to play that. For those of you who don't know that reference, the James Rolls during his Super Mario Maker Let's Play had Brandon and me make some levels for him. And the level that Brandon had him play was called the Underwater Death Challenge, and he struggled on that for a long time. And it was actually really fun. Alright, so we're getting closer to the next dungeon. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to take another break before we go take care of it. Because the next dungeon can be a little bit long. We felt, owie. Alright, so if you guys want, we can take another break before taking care of the next dungeon. Let me know in the chat if that's something that you want to do. Alright, next thing you want to do, use a shovel right here. And we've become Shovel Knight!
Woo!
Pick Manipulator says, seeing you throw that pod at the door in the castle to open it made me realize that's exactly what was stopping me from proceeding in the key cavern. Oh, right. I was trying to think about, wait, when did I throw a pot in the castle? But that's just one of those things where you play a game for so long that you start absentmindedly playing it on repeat playthroughs, and you're trying to remember stuff. Then yeah, I don't know how I forgot that. Don't worry about that. This game is there we go. This game is definitely not easy on first playthrough. It's yeah, that's pretty much it. Man, I really do love this game. I'm really happy that we're streaming this right now because I've wanted to have some kind of an excuse to go back and play this game for a long time. But anyway, we can go over here and avoid the choo-choo, Allie. Allie, that was rude. You should apologize, good sir. Garbage Gaming says, this time no fire flower would help you. Fun fact, in building my Underwater Death Challenge, I originally was not going to have that flower. Pick Manipulator says, I wonder if the remake will make things a little more obvious. I'm kind of hoping they don't do that, because that was my problem with Majora's Mask 3D. Because they changed that game to where the Bomber's Notebook would appear like pretty much every single time you talk to a new NPC, and will tell you what side quests they were involved with, and I kind of felt like they held your hand too much in that version. I mean, also Tattle showed up way more to give you hints, and it was fine and all, but it's fine for newcomers, but for somebody who's played that game so many times like me, then it just kind of slowed down the game, in my opinion. Now, Majora's Mask 3D is a great remake and all. They did change a lot of things that need to be changed. They made the less obvious puzzles a lot more clear in that game, even if they did completely butcher the Great Play Coast portion in that game, in my opinion. But anyway, we're now going inside Key Cavern. Garbage Gaming says, just had a hard time beating the level myself. And I really do hope that, what was I going to say? I don't remember. I like how they made the Let's Go games easier. That's something I kind of like about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I'm going to talk about that game for a moment, because I've been really enjoying Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. I know it's a bit of an easier game, and a lot of Pokemon fans didn't really like that because it felt too easy. But personally speaking, I'm absolutely loving that game because it's so fast. It's so much faster to collect your Pokemon now, because the Pokemon appear on the overworld, and you can see which ones they're coming out, and if you're having trouble. If you want to find like a specific Pokemon or something like that, then you just need to see it on the overworld. You don't need to fight any battles. You don't need to fight anymore. I also think that it does a bit of a better job of directing you where you need to go than Pokemon Yellow did. I'm saying way too much. I apologize for that. Now, obviously, everything's not perfect about the game. There are a couple problems I do have with it. My big problem right now is that if you're playing on TV, then you can only play with a single Joy-Con, which is a little bit silly because the game is compatible with having two Joy-Cons at the same time with no motion controls when you're playing in handheld mode. So it just kind of felt like they could have done something like that for playing the game in with a Pro Controller or something like that, or with 2 Joy-Cons. I don't mind mouse controls. I love mouse controls, but I understand not a lot of people really like that. I know Pink Garmin has said that he's kind of sworn off Let's Go Eevee and Pikachu because it has no Pro Controller support, which does make sense, but still. Alright, let's get a review. Alright. Rude! There we go. Alright, let's pick up another key. And go this way. Okay, I'm gonna go this way first. We don't have another cube. Alright, I was trying to come over here and things like that, but oh boy. Well, if there's another cube, we can get this room anyway. Alright, so also a bit of a reminder for those of you who are just tuning in. We're going to be stopping the stream tonight after we're done with this dungeon because we've gone on for, how long? 2 hours. So that seems like a pretty good length for a live stream. I probably could go and beat this entire game in one night. I have done that before. But in case you can't tell from the tone of my voice, I'm getting a little bit tired right now. So I'm pretty sure if we tried beating the entire game in one stream, my commentary would just end up being something like and it wouldn't be all that interesting. Gregor's Gaming says he's fine with most controls in games. Yeah, same. I like most controls. Skyward Sword and Tomb Raider Anniversary, I think those have some of the best uses of most controls in any game I've ever played. Skyward Sword, you really do feel like you're holding a sword, and that's just awesome. And Tomb Raider Anniversary, they have the archaeological toolset, which just made it feel more immersive and things like that. And I hate using that term. For those of you who haven't heard that story, the reason why I don't like using the word immersion anymore is because in my introduction to gaming class in college, we had an assignment where we had to make a list of things that we think makes good game design. One of the students in the classroom said the word immersion makes the game good, but the teacher didn't allow it because immersion is too broad of a term to really define as something that makes good gameplay design. So for the rest of the term, we hid that word inside our school assignments in every project that teacher was involved in. So that word has like a completely different meaning to me now. Alright, let's go over here. Owie, owie, owie. Go, beat, destroyed. There we go. Alright, Good Grips Gaming says he's to try a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Probably not. I've seen gameplay of it, and it doesn't really look like something that I'd be interested in. Let's go over here. Mario Galaxy most controls he also likes. Yeah, Mario Galaxy has some pretty good most controls as well. The only one that really bothered me were the rolling ball things, because it just kind of hurt my wrist to control those things. I wasn't a big fan of it. Other than that, though, Mario Galaxy has some great controls. And Mario Odyssey also kind of took it up a notch as well, because okay, we don't have enough bombs to take care of those guys. Okay, we'll come back to those ones later. No, excuse me, that was a weird noise. So I didn't really get a whole lot of opportunity to talk about these guys, but great, now I have hiccups. Alright. Those guys, my favorite strategy to dealing with those ones are to have a spin attack when I'm standing near them, have a spin attack start to charge, and then when I get over to those bad guys, then raise the spin attack right when they appear, and you'll live forever. Alright, here you. And he was spinning around in a circle.
Yay, circle! Woohoo!
Right then. And up here, and now we have some bombs. As you can see, those give us 10 bombs, so that's going to be pretty nifty. And we go over here. Is there anything on the right? Christmas Cookie says, if you tried Mystery Dungeon, go try the older ones on the Game Boy Advance or DS. I don't know. It just doesn't look like something I'd be interested in. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it, but it's just not for me. We got 50 rupees. Very nice. Okay. Alright, so these guys that can be jerks. You need to throw a bomb into their mouth. If you miss, then you can throw the bomb. You can pick up the bombs and stuff like that to make it not explode. But basically, you want to go inside their mouth. 3 bombs should be enough to destroy them. If you can get them caught in a corner like this, then they'll be very easy to take out. But these guys can be absolutely mean to take care of later in the game. Ouch. Oh, right. Bombs don't hurt you in this game. I'm so used to Breath of the Wild where the bombs hurt you. I don't know. Why didn't I go in your mouth? There we go. Alright. I don't know the names of those guys off the top of my head. I think they are the Dongos. I might be wrong about that. What do I do next? I don't want to go that way for sure. And my 3DS is almost dead. Okay. Hold on a second. The red thing disappeared and I need to find my charger. Alright, sorry about that. Alright, we got the charger, and let's go. We probably could have gone for a little bit longer before I absolutely needed to go grab the charger, but the red light was appearing and I was getting a little bit anxious about that. But now we've got the Pegasus boots. If you hold down the button, you can dash! Dashing through the snow in one horse open sleigh. I don't know the rest of the lyrics, and I cannot sing. I am bad at lyrics off the top of my head, and I am singing these videos because they annoy people. Hey, jingle bells. Yeah. Something kind of funny was that we did a video for the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee demo a little while back, and I legitimately tried to sing well in that video. Like, I was singing the Pokemon Johto theme, and people were yelling at me in the live chat. Like, I actually tried for once. Nah. I would start singing right now, but I'm pretty sure people would start yelling at me again. In all fairness, I'm not a good singer, so it's understandable. That was funny. Alright, we got you. Next thing I want to do is head this way, and I'm going to use the super amazing powers of the Pegasus boots to go this way. Destroyer, you have been destroyed. Alright then, let's head over here. I want to take care of this Choo-Choo, or Zol, or whatever you want to call them. And we can activate this. Stone Bake, like I mentioned before, they're not absolutely required for beating the game. I'm just getting all of them because I feel like opening every single treasure chest known to man and several non-monkeys. And Gregor was giving us the already yelling at me in the comments. You know what? Because you're already yelling, I'm gonna start singing anyway. It's a whole new world we live in. It's a whole new way to see. It's a whole new place with a brand new attitude, but you still gotta catch 'em up and be the best that you can be. Pokemon Johto. Pokemon Johto! I am not sorry. Alright, so I have a bit of a fun story about Pokemon in general, and get ready to yell at me. For the longest time, I didn't know that the Pokemon anime was still going. Whenever I heard things like the Pokemon Alola series or things like that, I thought they were talking about like a movie or something like that. Because Pokemon movies happen like every year, so I thought that the Diamond and Pearl or the Black and White or things like that, I thought people were talking about movies. So I didn't know until like this year that the anime was still going. And the only reason I know that was because of the James Rolls yelling at me. So for the longest time, I thought that the anime only went up to Johto and everything else was just movies. I am sorry for my lack of Pokemon knowledge. Game says, yell, I'm going to yell because he told me not to. Or something like that. Alright, something you can do with the Pegasus boots as well is if you have the Rocks Feather equipped, you can jump over large gaps like this. And now we have the Nightmare Key. Ah! Rude. That was rude. I hurt my feelings. How could you? I'm gonna go over that's not the right button. Let's go over this. We have one more treasure chest somewhere in the dungeon, and I don't remember where it is. So we're just gonna continue on over here. And go this way. Using the Rocks Feather, you can bump into that guy to make him, to crack him up and things like that. Let's go over here. Yeah, we're in the wrong place in the dungeon. Alright, we're gonna backtrack a little bit because I want to get every single treasure chest. We may or may not have missed one in the... Owie! Ow. Alright, Piranha Plant, you win. You got the Smash Brothers, but that doesn't mean you have to make fun of me. That was a scary experience. That was a scary experience. Anyway, to fight you guys again. Get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me, get away from me. You feel the energy flowing through you. I can feel the power, or something like that. Right? Okay, I know which one I'm missing. I think this one's a dungeon map, so it's a little weird that we're getting it this late, but whatever. Your view. Alright then, and head over here. And we didn't put the thing down. One thing I would like to say about the stream is that I'm really glad that I can have these streams in HD now, because for those of you who don't know, for the longest time, my older laptop, whenever I was trying to stream on it, it would only go up to like less than 360p, and it was kind of bad. Like, I really wanted to be able to stream with a higher quality, but whenever I tried having it set in any further graphic settings or anything like that, then it would not work at all. It would lag terribly, and I'm pretty sure if I went on for too long, then my laptop would melt. So I'm really thankful that now I can stream in HD, so that I can actually have decent quality on these videos. And thankfully, when I do eventually have the ability to record in HD on these live streams, then it will also make the video quality for those a lot better, because up until now, we've only really done handheld games. We did have that one Rocket League demo stream, but that was done on a camera, because I wanted to test out a streaming setup they had that I was going to try doing with the pack seats at the time. So, yeah, long story short, I'm very happy that I'm able to do this. There we go. And now you're falling to your doom. And head over here. And we have a product line right here. Yay, you're in Smash Brothers, and you're actually not a terrible character. Oh, right, you have your sword equipped. Alright, so when you have... Oh, we have our Pegasus boots equipped! Why did that message appear? We had our Pegasus boots equipped. Alright, well, we go over here, and when you have your sword equipped at the same time as the Pegasus boots, then you'll automatically point at your sword when you have the thingy equipped and things like that, so that's something that's pretty well worth mentioning. And something else that's pretty well worth mentioning is that this is not the only item that's like this. There's one more, I believe there's one more item in Link's Awakening that's like this, where you can have the, where it kind of changes depending on what items you have equipped at the time. And check this out. And you can see we have one more key than we needed to complete the dungeon. I don't know why this is the case, but there's one more key in this dungeon than you actually need to beat the game. So I'm not entirely sure why this is the case. Maybe in the original beta version of this game, maybe, excuse me, I hiccuped. Maybe in the original beta version of this game you could carry keys between dungeons like you could in the original Zelda game, but as far as I know, that's not possible. So I really don't know why that's the case in this game. Manner, you can't find me. Alright, so now we'll be facing a giant eyeball. And the law of Zelda, if you see an eyeball, it must die. And I actually have a bit of trouble with this boss fight sometimes, so I'm going to be setting a restore point, so that in case we die, we can head back over here and not have to do too much effort to get back to where we were. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to use our sword to attack the material at this point, and then use the Pegasus boots to take them out. That's the only thing you really need with the Pegasus boots, aside of knocking them off the ceiling. So that's pretty well missing. I always imagine this guy. It's kind of like oh god, what's that guy's name in Majora's Mask? There's a boss fight similar to this in Majora's Mask, where there's a giant eyeball that you need to destroy off the ceiling, and it's covered in bubbles that you need to destroy as well. So that's something that I always think of, and I always imagined if this game was remastered in the 3D environment, it would be something like that boss in Majora's Mask. So that's what I think the boss is going to be like in Link's Awakening HD on Switch. And also, like I mentioned before, Marin in Hyrule Warriors uses one of the instruments in this game as her primary weapon. This is that item. This is the Sailor's Bell. Waterfall. It is hidden in the waterfall. Alright, so now that we've taken care of all that, that's a pretty good place to call it quits for this stream. So thank you all so much for tuning into the Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. And tomorrow, probably tomorrow, actually I'm not entirely sure. I was planning tomorrow, but I don't know at this time. But anyway, that's not important right now. Pretty soon-ish, we're going to be streaming The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D. We're going to finally complete the Water Temple after all this time. More details on that will be announced on Twitter, and I may talk about it in the Zelda Discord as well. I'm not entirely sure about that. I'll have to ask a Day Talker artist if it's okay to keep self-promoting and stuff like that. But relatively soon, we are going to be live streaming Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, and we're also going to be continuing Let's Record Super Mario 3D Land, where we'll begin conquering the special worlds. Link's Awakening will be a regular series that we're going to be streaming on this channel, so hope you guys are looking forward to that. It'll probably be 1 week from now. Basically, the mindset is that these live streams are going to be acting as kind of filler content whenever I can't upload a video. But that being said, we are going to be having Nintendo Land uploaded throughout the weekend until we're done with that game. So this will be kind of like a filler project between Let's Plays and whenever we can't upload, or just whenever I feel like it. So thank you all so much for tuning in. Hope you have a wonderful evening. And until next time, live gear to you. Oh yeah.